started.
Colin B. Okay, let's see. I haven't played c4 in a while, so let's try that. And g3, set up typical English setup. He's not doing anything to counter my English. He's just going for some very quiet setup. Well, it's kind of a reversed closed Sicilian. So I could go for the Botvinnik setup here with e4. And, he's just playing instant moves here. I guess he's got a setup he's going to play regardless. I shouldn't laugh too much. I'm playing a setup too. But I do try to see if there's a better way to play. For example, rather than playing d3, I might play d4 here. He has no pressure on this diagonal. Let's castle first, and then I think opening it up would be good for me, though. Yeah, he just has very little space here. There ought to be something I can do with that. Okay, so he didn't take. I was sort of expecting him to take. I could push on to d5. I could leave it there. If I develop my bishop now, he does have knight to g4. I could also play f4 here. Just try and open things up. He's just not in a good position to take advantage of these open lines. There is an opening of this diagonal towards my king I have to watch out for. So if the queen could come out to b6 or the bishop to c5, those might be ideas here, but he hasn't moved any of his pawns forward. Now he pushes that pawn forward. Okay. And my knight can go to f5 here. Which looks like an interesting square. Maybe I can get pressure on the d pawn here. In fact, yeah, I guess I'm threatening to take it right now. And he defends, so queen and bishop. I can trade off this bishop. I just think it may be more effective here to add to the pressure on the pawn somehow. Let's see, I should look for ideas like the e-pawn push too to open up my bishop along this diagonal, but right now it doesn't do anything. So his knight can't come into, well, he's threatening to take my pawn here. I guess I should deal with that. Okay, and that does open up the dark squared diagonal, but he is not yet in a position to deal with that. Okay, so he just takes the knight off. That makes sense, I have to say, and hits my pawn. So I'm going to hold on to that pawn for a move, at least. And I'm also getting my queen off the back rank and defending my knight. And let's put the bishop here. This looks like a good diagonal for my bishop. And let's see, should I take that? Knight takes, or pawn takes, knight takes. Start with pawn takes and take once. And then I can pile up the pressure here on the knight. Let's see, if he takes my knight, I'll take back. I'll be threatening mate here, and I'll be threatening the queen. Maybe he can meet both those threats. He can play bishop to he can play bishop to f6 here, defending the mate threat and attacking my queen. So let's see, he's used 10 seconds off of his clock to get to this position. It might be okay, but not playing like that. Is that? Oh no, that's 2 rooks for the queen. That's okay too.
Check.
And now I'll have to drop back. Yep, so I guess he saw that idea. He just liked this one better. So now I have a queen against the 2 rooks, and I have a bishop pair. And The pawns are even, but my extra pawn is this doubled pawn here, so not too impressive. And he is threatening to come in here, so let's see. I need to do something about that. If I take the bishop off, he can come in here with check. If I don't take the bishop off, I need to guard this square somehow. Maybe bishop here. Looks like a really ugly move, but well, I couldn't let him take my bishop and then play this check here. That would just be too dangerous. Then maybe I can chase his rook away with bishop to f3 here. His pawn is hanging over here too, but I need to I need to deal with some immediate problems before I can deal with that. He can play bishop to this square check, bishop d4 check, but I can just step out of the check, attack his rook. He can bring his rook over to this square. There's some tricks here he could play. Maybe after the check I should go up so that I keep defending my bishop.
Check.
Yeah, so he did play that. So if I attack the rook, he has rook to g1 there. But then I could play king to f3. Or I could just go king to f3 immediately. His rook is hanging. Yeah, let's go here. And he can't check it with the rook. Either rook or the knight. So the king on f3, for the moment, is safe. Yeah, so he goes there. So I could play bishop here to... I can't play that. He takes, I take, and no, it's defended by the queen. Okay, I can play this move. And after he takes, his rook can't come to the second rank, but it can go to the all the way to the back rank. But he's got a couple pawns hanging at the end. He's got the c pawn hanging and the b pawn hanging. And eventually my queen will be a factor if he can't if he can't do something with those rooks. So, well, he's thinking now. Yeah, gets the knight in. So let's take this pawn off. Or take the bishop off. Just looking to see where is that square that checks the king and the queen, but it's this square here where the pawn is coming. Okay, so now I can take the rook. I wonder if I could have taken the rook previously. Getting out of checks, chasing his rook around, and now can I win the knight? I don't know. So queen takes knight, rook takes. I have a check. His king comes here. The way I was thinking of winning the rook is by, or winning the knight is by coming here and attacking his rook, but I can't. The knight guards the c7 square, so that doesn't work. Okay, I will take the knight off. I will go for the check.
Check.
I'll grab a pawn here. It protects my pawn. He can grab this
Check.
pawn with check. And we'll see if he can do anything with that. It's a complicated position now. Queen against two rooks. He's got a passed pawn here. And he's got a loose pawn over here. His rooks are not yet coordinated. Sometimes there's hope for the queen in these positions where the rooks are not coordinated. But an open board often will favor the rooks over the queen. They just have to line up and connect with each other. And he's starting to do that. Okay, so he's going after this pawn. Going after this pawn and threatening the check over here. And now he's got two rooks hanging. They need to line up and defend each other, I guess. Which they do. So I get a draw. And I guess I'm going to go for the draw because these two pawns look too dangerous. He can queen and win with those pawns.
Check.
Unless there's a mate here. Like if he plays that move. As this looks like it might lead to a mate. If he'd gone to the corner, I might have had to settle for a draw. But he can't take the pawn. He can't even attack. Oh, he defended with the rook, yeah. So check drives the king back. There should be some check here that wins a rook. This is on a light square, this is on a light square, his king is on a light square. But I do have to be careful that this g-file doesn't open up at the wrong time. So the check here drives the king to this square, and then the check here picks up the rook. That's how to do it.
Check. Check.
So now it's a queen against a rook and these two extra pawns. It's still dangerous because this pawn is so far advanced. But a queen is a strong piece. And he's letting me take the rook with check.
Check.
So that will lead to mate.
Black resigns.
Okay, well, I pulled that one out of a hat. So anyway, I'll upload this into a postmortem. See you guys later. Bye.